James 1, 2 through 4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing." So, what's James talking about here? Like, we're in the midst of a trial. We've got this COVID-19 thing going on. People are getting sick. We're stuck in our houses. This is hard. We've lost things. We were talking about that in one of our last videos. Well, like, what's James doing here? Is he telling us to wish it away? To like just draw back into like wishful thinking as though everything's fine? Is he somehow like disagreeing with David in Psalm 13? Well, I think we're right to feel that tension, right? Like David's like just full on into lament. Like, this stinks. This is hard. God, what are you doing? And James is like, dude, be joyful. Like, what? Well, James says that like our struggle, all our struggles are real, and yet God is using them. So he's not saying take joy in like the struggle itself. He says take joy in what God's going to do in you through the struggle. As sinners, we're broken. We're fractured. We're less than, someone would say, we're less than fully human. We're certainly not fully what we're meant to be as God's image bearers. And what James is saying here is that, look, God is using trial and tribulation to create, to form us into his image, into his likeness, into more fully mature Christ-like image bearers. That's good news. And you're like, why does it have to hurt? Oh, C.S. Lewis does this in incredible ways in his Chronicles of Narnia series. Think about the character Eustace in Voyage of the Dawn Treader in the Silver Chair. Eustace was weak, he was cowardly, he was anything but godly. And yet through the trial of those experiences, fantasy literature as it is, he grows into a godly, righteous person. If you play sports, if you're a musician, you know that some of the worst parts, some of the very worst parts of being a musician, being an athlete, is practice. Practice can be arduous, at times it's tedious, sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's way harder than our actual performances or competitions. And yet, it's in the practice that we grow. It's in the practice that we improve. It's in the pain and the tedium that we become the athletes and performers that we're like supposed to be. So God like is using our trials, our struggles, the struggles like this whole situation we're in now, totally outside of our control, nothing that we did. Yet God wants to use it in us to help us grow. So would you take some time today to pray? Again, maybe write down your prayer in a notebook and ask God how he wants to grow you in this season. What can you do to become more like him?